Hey, Shalom Malkins, Rakama Kapashim, Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chakwadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful elect, preaching the truth in all truth and sincerity, right? Yeah, back with another video, man. Just want to address, these other camps and their breakdown of, the MOTB, most notably, namely, recently, the IUIC. They all, and no, it's not just them, but all these other camps, man. They want to stay as far away as they possibly can from these C hips. You know, they don't want to admit or can't recognize or don't want to recognize, don't want to teach that the MOTB is these micro C hits, man. And they come out with all kinds of different doctrines, and the changing doctrines, the editing doctrines, and as time goes on, as more information comes out, that they have to kind of, you know, uh, address, right? Because obviously the congregations are getting a bit uneasy with the whole idea of what the MOTB really is, right? And you've got here, beginning with our elders and apostles at Great Millstone, they've maintained the same and same energy, same breakdowns as they've always done, right? And we can see what the MOTB is and what what it's really about, right? These guys are ignorant of the truth. They're ignorant of truth, right? And this is something I wanted to get into in regards to Revelations 13 and 16 concerning the word mark, right? And I said they're ignorant of truth. Now they want to make up all these different doctrines, surrounding, these passages, but they don't want to go into the words. They don't go into the words, man. They don't go into the truth. They don't go into the etymology of these words, right? Just a simple look would show you that ain't what they're talking about, because there's no real applicable way to do what they're saying. Where is the proof of your allegiance to the beast? Where is the proof of that? There's no evidence of that. If you're just saying it's something in your mind, or whatever, it's just an idea or whatever, right? There's no proof to that. Like the apostle was saying, you can just lie to get your daily bread, right? You can just lie to get your rations from Esau. Oh yeah, I'm down with the beast. 666. I'm down with the beast. Yeah, sees boys, love him. You know, you can just lie and get what you need, right? There's no proof, there's no evidence there. The mark is evidence. A mark is the mark is proof that you subjected yourself to the system, to the beast. That is a proof, a mark of your loyalty, man, for your allegiance, man. There's no evidences in these other things, man. These these intangible things that you're talking about, right? It's something physical that is going to be a proof that you are aligned with this world, man. All right, so let's just go get into some of this, man. Right, so I'm just going to start off with etymology. What's the truth, or the history, or the origins of the word etymology mean, right? So etymology says late 14th century, facts of the origin, the facts. We're trying to deal with the facts. What was written in these scriptures? What was the facts? What does the word mark mean when John wrote it down? What does it mean? Right? We're gonna look at that, right? Facts of the origin and development of a word. Okay. From Greek etymologia, analysis of a word to find its true origin. Right? We're trying to deal with the truth here. We're trying to deal with the true meaning of these words, of these scriptures. Right? Properly study of the true sense of a word. Logia, study of so logia, study of, speaking of, logi, true sense, original meaning. New of etymos, true, real, actual, real. It's real, right? It's real. Something actual. It's something physical that's going to be inserted, right? We'll go into it, into your hand or into your forehead, man. right, related to etios, true, which is perhaps cognate with Sanskrit, satya, blah, 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 blah. From a pi set, be stable. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, man. To know the truth is going to keep us stable, man. And you other camps are not teaching the truth, man. Okay, that is why your congregation going to get bugged out when this shit goes down. You ain't really going to know what to do. They ain't going to really know what to believe, man, because they're going to have all these fucking doubts in their mind, man, because none of what you're saying is going to be making any sense in that day. All right? That's what I need from this, right? So we're here to study the truth. That's what we're here to do, right? To find the truth, right? There is no truth in what you're saying. These other camps are saying they don't want to deal with the truth. Okay, they're hiding from it. All right. Let me start off here. Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. It says, many shall be purified and made white and tried, tested, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand, right? And it's very clear and evident to us, man. You know, the Lord ain't dealing with your other camps. They're beginning with your leaders, right? And there may be sincere brothers among these, you know, among these camps that are gonna receive the truth at some point. That the Lord's gonna take out of there, man. But as an organization, right? These camps don't have the truth, right? They got parts of the truth. They might even have mostly the truth, right? But the most important thing, or one of the most important things, well, they don't teach you some of the most important things, but this is one of the most important things to know, what the MOTB is and what not to take. Because that's, if you mess that up and you take that, it's over for you, man. All chances of hope that you had are gone. They're gone. Okay, that's sure destruction for you, right? They ain't no taking it out last minute and all this bullshit, because that's what they're trying to. They're trying to cover their asses, man. That's what they're doing. They're trying to cover their asses, right? That's what they're doing. The doctrine's always changing. They're always adding shit to it, right? You know, like these fucking Muslims and the hadiths, right? Always adding shit to it, right? You know, now that, you know, IUIC trying to say, oh yeah, well, you know, yeah, the CBDC is what, you know, they were never talking about it before, you know. Oh, they might throw a C hip in there, blah 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 blah. They're always changing. When you know, a few years back, they were doing more. Let's just say a few years back, because I don't know exactly how many years, but it's a long while back, right? You man are making fun about RFID chips, man. Where's my dog and all this shit, right? Well, you're backtracking a bit now. Oh, yeah, well, they might throw a chip, you know, a C hip in there, and but it's not but it's not, right? And then you got all this talk about, oh yeah, well, you know, you could take it out last minute and blah 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 blah. You're just covering your ass, man. You're making full of it, you know, a bunch of excuses, you know, to deceive your congregation, to make them feel comfortable with the shit you're teaching, man. Okay, but it's not gonna get the elect, man. We're gonna press that, man. It's not gonna affect the elect. The elect are gonna wake up to your bullshit, man. The elect ain't gonna be deceived by your vain words, man. All right. But anyway, so I'm gonna read that again. So many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. The wicked are not gonna understand this, man. Right? And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. Okay, the wise, the elect are gonna understand these things. Right? Ain't for you to know. If the Lord set you up for destruction, man, that's exactly what you're gonna receive, man. All right, so Romans 11 verse 7 says, what then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for. You know, the salvation. The promise, right? The promise of salvation. No, a lot of these Israelites are going to be destroyed on this side, man. They're going to have to receive the promise on the other side, man. Right? It says, but the election have obtained it. The wise, right? The Lord has given them the knowledge to understand these things. It's made them, their eyes open and their ears open. Right? But the election have obtained it and the rest were blinded. The Lord has blinded the rest of you guys out there, man. Okay, so you can't receive this. Right? For one reason or another, you're not going to receive this, man. And all the excuses in the world, you ain't going to receive this. Because like I said, you got so much excuses and so much reasons why it's not this and not that, you know, don't make no fucking sense. But we're just going to do what the scriptures say. So I'm making up a whole bunch of crap, you know, around scriptures you don't understand. All right. To the verse 8, according as it is written, God have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see and ears that they should not hear unto this day. And they said, let their table be made a snare and a trap. Okay. This is representative of these scriptures. Okay. These scriptures have become a snare and a trap unto those that it's not meant for. And a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened that they may not see. They just can't see what's in front of them, right? They don't want to admit it. They can't admit it. Okay, just like back in the day, Nate couldn't admit the Cornelius thing. He couldn't see it. Couldn't see what was in front of him, right? It's the same with the congregation now. They can't see what's in front of them, even though it's glaringly obvious for us to see, for all to see. And like we say, even the apostles say, even these Edomites can get it. Even they can see it, but you, Jake, can't see it, man. And it don't matter if these Edomites can see it, man, because they're gonna be destroyed anyway. It doesn't matter what the fuck they see. And so you're gonna have Jake, amongst them, them Edomite looking characters, but these heathens, man, they can see it, man. Fuck, it don't matter anyway. You're an Israelite, man, right? You should be able to see, but guess what? You can't, because the Most High have blinded you, right? So let the eyes be darkened that they may not see, and bow down their back always. All right. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 37. It's like it, right? If any man think himself to be a prophet or spiritual, let him acknowledge that the things that I write unto you are the commandments of the Lord. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Right? A lot of you guys are just going to stay in an ignorant state, man. Yeah, you're going to stay ignorant to the truth. And like I said, it doesn't matter how many times we go into this and break it down and that. And we're not really doing it for you. Like, we're just doing it for the edification purposes, for those, seeking the truth. Right? It's not specifically to wake up your IOIC members so we can have a bunch of IOIC members in the camp. That's not the purpose of this. Okay, the Lord's going to deal with you how he's going to deal with you, man. Like I said, there may be elect among you and these different camps, but, we'll have to wait and see on that, innit? But really, this is just for edification for those that are seeking the truth, man, that want a comprehensive understanding of what these things mean in the scriptures, man, and what to expect. Because you ain't gonna get it from these other camps, man. They're gonna they're gonna skip around everywhere and have you deceived by all the glitz and glamour and the fucking feasts and all this kind of stuff, man. They have you looking at that more than anything else. But if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. All right, so that's what it is. So let's get into that now. So we're gonna go Revelations 13, verse 16. Right, we're gonna go to Interlinear, this Blue Letter Bible. Right, very useful tool, right? And the elders, the apostles of GMS, brought to the congregation to help us to learn, to study, right? And so it's important to know, who you learnt this truth from, man. And I said the elders of they've played their role as great teachers, man, providing us with tools and ways to learn and study these scriptures, man. Right, so we can verify for ourselves, man. So we can, what's the scripture say, man? To study to make thy. Let me find it, man. Because also I can't talk right now. Right, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Study to shew thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of the truth. Right, so it's like the apostles, they've given us this knowledge, this truth, man, but given us the tools in order to search these things out for ourselves, like the Church of Berea, man. To make our calling and election sure. Right, they're giving it, they put it in our hands. Look, this is what it says. Look, go look it up. That's what we've always been told. Right, if the Spirit's working with you, you'll see it. You'll see things. Right, so we deal with the Blue Letter Bible. We deal with the Greek. We deal with the Hebrew. You know, like Nate would call it, or it's Ebonics and all this shit, right? Even though he was once a teacher of all these things, right? But they don't really just going into these things anymore. Okay, they'd rather just talk about the law, the law, the law, but not actually keep the law, the law, the law. And they'd rather talk about or do, you know, fucking fashion shows and parties and, you know, and they'd rather do all this madness, movies, rap videos, rap battles, and all that stuff, right? To keep you fucking dumbasses entertained. But the elders are giving us tools, man, tools to study with. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord, these apostles are giving us work to do. Right, that's what we've been given anyway. Let's get into this, right? So Revelations 13 and 16, right? So we're gonna go to. Let me reverse this. Right. So you see on the left, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to see your mark. Right, mark, charagma. Okay, this is what we're saying, right? Charagma in the Greek is charagma or charagma, however it wants to pronounce it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma.
Charagma, right?
Charagma.
That's the word mark. Okay, what does charagma mean? Charagma. Yeah, damn. Right? And it's got a list of things, obviously. It's always got a list of things, and you have to apply which is the most fitting. Right? And we're going to show you what the most fitting is. Because we're going to back out with more information, right? So, a stamp imprinted, marked, a mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or on that right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, right? They don't understand what the Antichrist is because, you know, there's not one Antichrist, there's many, as the scriptures say, right? But the scriptures didn't say on the hand, it said in the hand. So, it's not quite that. Mark brand upon horses, right? Not quite that. Thing carved, sculpture, graven, work, carved, right? Cut in into the flesh, right? Carved. So this second one here, you know, is closer to the point. Okay? No pun intended, right? Dropping down here, Strong's definitions for the same as G5482. A scratching or etching, i.e. stamp as a badge of servitude, right? This mark is a badge of servitude. This is what it's going to be. This is what's going to be the proof. The proof of your allegiance is going to be this badge, right? So, you know, quote unquote badge of servitude, right? Because it's going to be evidently there to be seen, to be scanned, to show that you've accepted this mark. All right, there's the evidence there. They're not going to ask you a bunch of fucking questions, and you could just say what the hell you want to, you know, to the questions just to get your way. You can sit there and tell a whole bunch of lies just to get some bread. That's not proof. That's not evidence, man. You know, if you got a brain chip, they're gonna be able to tell if you're lying. You know, but if it's just based on, you know, words or I mean, where's the proof of or the, you know, how are you gonna show proof of your allegiance, man? I don't understand. You know, we don't understand this part. Okay, there has to be something there, physical, for people to see and to know that you're down with this thing, right? And you know, the insertion of the C hip is going to be that. All right. So that's for the charagma, right? I'm just going to say it. I regularly say it, right? Now, if you go root word here, you're gonna see charax, right? From charasso, to sharpen to a point, right? Akin. Well, we'll get that in a minute. The idea of scratching a pale or stake, a palisade. Now you you plunge a palisade into the earth. A stake you plunge into the earth, right? You hammer it in, bing, 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 or whatever, right? And it digs into the earth, right? Goes inside, right? A palisade or rampart, pales between which earth, stone, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together, right? So these, you know, a stake is a sharp, pointy thing. Like I said, you know, dig it into the earth. Okay, you hammer it into the earth, right? So in the same way, these hypodermic needles are gonna go inside or puncture the skin, akin to the earth here, right? It's gonna punch your skin, right, and insert this thing, this C hip, right? It says to sharpen to a point, through the idea of scratching a stake, i.e. by implication a palisade or rampart, maritime mound for circumvallation in siege trench. Pardon me. Right, so okay, it's gonna come in the form of a stake. Okay, that's gonna puncture the flesh. Okay, and this, like I said, that's the hypodermic needle that they put under the skin. All right, so going to this root word grapho. Right, it says to write with reference to the form of letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet. Now you can form letters or code, right, in these C-hips. They contain information. They contain data, right? So they have these letters and they have these words, right? It says tablet or parchment paper or other material to write with reference to the contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit in writing, things not to be forgotten. Or what they tell you, you put your medical records on the C-hip, man. You don't forget, if something happens that, they can know exactly what your medication is and what you're suffering from and all this kind of business, that you don't, or you don't forget your keys, or you don't forget your wallet, you don't lose things, right? It keeps them there for you. The keys are on the chip. You know what I'm saying? You don't lose them, right? So write down, record, used for those things which stand written in sacred books. To write one, i.e. writing in a written epistle, to give information, directions, to feel with writing, to draw up writing, compose, right? So all these are clues to what this mark is, right? How it functions, what its functions are, what it's doing, where it's going, how it's going there. Going down, it says I don't need to get that to say anything, right? So that's that word mark. It's describing what it is. Okay, and all these root words, right, etymologies, right, cover all the basis of this mark that confirm that it's the C-hip. The C-hip does all these things and is what's the word, man? Deployed in such a manner, through the stake, okay, into the flesh, the carving into the flesh, just like the stake in Palisades, right? But if we go down to the number of the name, right? Let's come back in reverse and forward, right? Oh, sorry, no. Next verse. Right. So we go down into the number of the beast. It'll also tell you this, right? Now, focusing on the word stigma. Which one is it? Oh, here we go. Right. You come here down to see, they don't know what it means, right? So stigma. Stigma, right? Blah blah blah, obsolete letter. This G4742, right? Stigma. And it's gonna tell you here, stick, to stick, prick, just like the mark. Right? A mark pricked in. Now, when I used to go to the hospital, well, not that I went to the hospital very much, but when I used to go to the hospital, right, and used to give you injections, right, they'd always, tell you, oh, you're gonna feel a light scratch or light prick. They use these terms, to tell you how much it's gonna hurt, kind of thing, right? And like I said, they're gonna use, it's the same thing, right? They got these tattoo parlors, you know, getting these syringes and putting it in the, you know, people's arms and, you know, the hands and stuff like that, and inserting these chips. So it's the same type of thing. A mark pricked in or branded upon the body, right? And this is your branding. The fact that you have a C hip is your branding. It's gonna be under your skin because it's gonna be pricked in, right? To ancient Oriental usage, slaves, right? And this is what you're gonna become, like a proper one now. Total control, right? As Alex Jones would say, right? To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp the name. So the mark is basically the name. You got the devil's mark in you. You got Esau's mark in you. So you're bearing the name of your master, who is Esau, right? Beginning with these elites, right? It says their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies, right? To indicate what master or general they belong to. And this is how, well, not that Yahweh doesn't know anyway, but this is how you're going to be separated. Those that take the mark and those that don't. Those that wait upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai and those that don't. Those that don't are going to receive Esau's mark. And you're going to be there. It's going to be there for all to see. You know, you got the little bulge in your hand, you know, the size, you know, the size of a grain of rice or whatever. You're going to see it. You're going to bear that mark. And people are going to know, oh, that, yeah, he's down with the government. He's down with the, you know, with the system, you know. Oh, he ain't got it, so he a rebel, you know. He ain't down with it, man. Oh, those guys making it hard for everybody else, you know. But it's a mark, right? And the elect, they have a different type of mark, which is a spiritual mark, you know, because it's a mark that really the elect were born with. Right, because the elect have been chosen from the beginning of the world, and it's not something that, you know, is added to them. It's just something that they were born with, right? And it's a spiritual thing. It's not one you can see, right? But Esau's going to give you something to show that you're loyal to him. He's going to give you this, right? You can't lie to the Heavenly Father. Oh yeah, no, Lord, I've always believed you, and, you know, like, you know, you're trying to say, you know, you can't lie. You can't lie to the Heavenly Father. Lord knows, right? You know, you got this thing bulging in your hand. But no, Lord, I've been waiting upon you forever. I know that I taught you so much, but you know, I was waiting for you, man. I was waiting, and I always believed. You know, I always believed you and your son. I always believed. I was even trying to take it out. You know, Lord's gonna put you to death. He's gonna put you in the lake of fire, man. You know, you ain't be able to lie to the Lord, right? If you ain't been with the Lord already knows, right? So there's no, you know, the Lord is not a man. Okay, Esau is still just a man, and he ain't gonna put up a picture of Caesar Borgia and ask you, do you believe in this? And you say, yeah. You don't really, but you say, yeah. You can deceive Esau because he's just, you know, he's an idiot, but he ain't God. You can't do that with Heavenly Father. So, you know, on this side, yeah, it's a spiritual mark that you don't see. The Lord knows, isn't it? The angels know when they come to take them up. Right, but Esau's going to give you a physical mark to show others that you are a part of this. You're a part of this new system. All right. But anyway, so the soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. There were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the tokens of their gods. Right. So going here, stigma from primary stezo, stick, i.e. prick, a mark in size, cut in, or punched. Again, the mistakes in Palisades are punched into the earth. Okay, like I said, the earth is going to be your skin. It's going to be, you know, punched into your skin. Okay, and that chip, you know, is going to sit in your hand, on your forehead. Right, so a mark is sized or punched for recognition of ownership. Esau wants to own you. This is how he's going to do it, right? You've yet to explain how this is actually going to work, how they're going to, apply what you're saying. How are they going to do that? At least with ours, we got everything you need to know. What it is, how it's going to work. And that's why these Edomite corporations, man, they're working on all this technology, man. Okay, they're building the cage around us with all this technology. Getting you used to the idea of wearable devices and cashless societies and smart cities and all this type of stuff. 5G and 6Gs, and it's all there and you're not going to own anything. It's all there to eventually have you subject, man. And I said, you're the missing part of the puzzle, man, because right now Esau built the cage, but you're inside it, but you're not like plugged in yet. Right? He can't monitor you like he wants to monitor you just yet. But when you take that C hip, you're gonna plug yourself into his system. You're gonna become a part of it. And then he's always gonna know what the hell you're doing. Always monitoring, using AI and shit. This is Esau. That's his plans. Right? So for you to remain ignorant of these things, man, it just either says that you're blind, or getting your leaders, man, that will pay it off. And you're not to teach these things. So you teach anything else. That's why it seems like it's not even a possibility for you. Not even something you should be wary of, man. It's anything but the chip to you guys, which doesn't make no sense to us. Because what we speak sounds a lot more aligned and closer to what the scriptures say than what you're saying, by a great margin. Right? So I don't know what the hell you guys are on, but you can believe what you want to believe, right? That's the beauty of it, man. The Lord got everybody where they're supposed to be. Right? This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 verse 4 says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." It's really as simple as that. Whether you don't believe, man. But guess what? Everyone's got to pay for, everyone's going to be recompensed based on what they believe. Whether it's to destruction, whether it's to salvation. This is Proverbs 22 verse 3. It says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." You guys are acting real simple, man. You're not diligently searching out the scriptures. Okay, you're trying to stay away from the truth. And not dig deeper, not trying to dig deep into finding out what these things mean. Going off based on what a man's saying. Right? In Revelation chapter 22 verse 10, we'll close off with this. It says, "And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be." Right? And your guys trying to seal away the words of this prophecy, man. Your guys trying to seal away the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son. Your guys trying to take away from the scriptures, man. For whatever them reasons are. But one thing is clear, man. If that's what they're doing and they ain't repenting, they're going to be destroyed. And anybody that believes in them, that follows them, they should be destroyed too. The blind leaves the blind, and both shall fall into a ditch, man. So that's what's going to happen with you guys, man. Just because of your ignorance and your unwillingness to dig deep. And it's not really even that deep. But, you'd rather just listen to these quacks rather than, search out the scriptures for yourself, man. Because everything I've just gone through is against everything that they've been saying. They don't sound nothing alike. And if I was in those camps, I'd feel uneasy about that. So you should all feel uneasy about that. Okay, you should be questioning, man. I mean, some of you probably are, and that's why they're making up all these fucking doctrines all the damn time to try and put your minds at rest. But you shouldn't be eating that, man. Okay, you shouldn't be eating that. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna end it there. Lord, this is edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters in the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.